seriously, I feel like some people don't really know COVID at all.
You're laughing though, Vosh? That's not my laughing face. That's my trying not to comment on how embarrassed I am to be watching this face. This video came out 2 days ago. Is this a fucking joke? When did you make this video back in May 16th, 2020 and just had it sitting in the drafts for a while? What the f are you doing? All right, we've got a video from GradeAUnderA called "Is COVID Overhyped?" And what a spectacular video that is, huh? Honest to God, with a title like that, I'm surprised YouTube hasn't taken it off already, because they can, bit of a hair trigger they have on issues like that. Anyway, we're gonna go over this video because I haven't watched it. It's got a decent number of dislikes. I'm gonna try to see if I can find any like COVID denial or like stupid right-wing talking points in here. And there are gonna be some people saying like, you know, this is a joke, you're overanalyzing it, you're being uncharitable. But here's the thing I need to be clear about, okay? If you watch GradeAUnderA, you are 12 years old. So given the fact that GradeAUnderA's average audience member is cognitively incapable of distinguishing between, you know, a joke and a sincere argument, I think I'm just gonna have to, you know, I'm gonna have to cut through this as best as I can. So let's find out, huh? Let's Oh, by the way, if any of you have an oversensitive cringe sort of gag reflex, then you might want to consider watching another video.
I count slowly. Mate, COVID sucks. Stopped us from going to restaurants and gym, stopped us from travelling around, and even stopped us meeting up with friends. Not that I ever did any of those, right? Mate, I barely leave the house. But still, it sucked. But seriously, I feel like some people don't really know COVID at all.
Now we have over 120 million dead from COVID.
See? Don't know COVID at all. So
Well, I think he might have been misspeaking there. You're laughing though, Vosh? That's not my laughing face. That's my trying not to comment on how embarrassed I am to be watching this face. But not really an argument, so let's move forward.
I thought I'd help out, mate. Because we all want to defeat COVID, right? And to defeat your enemy, you must first know your enemy. So in order to fully...
Biden corrected himself right after it's a clip chimp. Yeah, okay. I think that's a fairly innocuous one. Making fun of Biden misspeaking is a bipartisan effort.
know COVID, right? I thought I'd make a quick video showing just how deadly it is.
Does
by
the voice
looking
stop?
at the
I'm
numbers.
so sorry.
Because what's that quote, right? Men lie, women lie, but numbers don't lie. See? They don't lie. And come to my Twitch afterwards, right? We'll have a nice debate about all this if facts make your butt hurt.
Oh. Wait, we're doing debate? What? Oh, well, hold on. If he does the voice in live conversations, though, I can't do it.
Is it fucking well?
No. Yeah, okay. He did a stream 2 days ago. I don't know. We'll keep a pin on this one. Maybe we can have a conversation in the future, you know? We'll see.
Let's go!
Once I start counting, it's very hard to stop.
Let's do a fun little exercise. Okay, to start, right, let's pick a random number of people. I don't know, let's say, 37,594. Yep, totally random. This is 1 pixel, and this is 37,594 pixels. Each pixel representing 1 person in our test group. Say hi, test group. Hello. Hi. All right, mate. Aren't they cute? Okay, so let's take this group of 37,594 people, right? And infect them all with COVID. For science. And in order to understand just how deadly COVID is, right? Or isn't, let's run a little simulation on our cute little test group to see how badly it decimates them. Let's go!
I could count forever, count until I drop.
So first of all, right, we need to know how many of our test group will die by finding out COVID's kill rate. COVID is deadly great. Bet it's like 70% or something.
I have never heard anyone say that COVID has a 70% death rate. I don't think I've ever heard that in my entire life from anyone, even the most hyperbolic MSNBC COVID over-exaggerator types or whatever. Again, this is a joke, but it's a joke with a purpose. And the purpose is to make people who are afraid of COVID seem like ridiculous hyperbolic, because of course that's the rhetorical ploy, you know. You're like, I bet people who fear COVID think it's like 1,000,000%, but actually it's what, 2? Yeah, it's so yeah. Nobody says this.
Wrong. It's just
Wow.
over 2%.
Oh, well, okay. Well, thank you. 2% of a global pandemic infecting millions and millions of people. Well, considering the fact that COVID deaths in the United States are about to surpass the Civil War as the greatest mass death event in all the country's history, I would say that's pretty bad. You know, millions of people are dead. That's pretty bad. You know. Oh, and also, by the way, 2% of 7 billion is 140 million. Yeah, half the population of our country. Also, it's not just the people who die, right? It's also the people who live with lifelong debilitating conditions, isn't it? There are, yeah, long-term complications, of one of which, by the way, is erectile dysfunction. So please be careful with that.
What? Yeah, mate. 220 million have gotten COVID with final outcome so far, of which over 215 million have survived.
Oh, it's just 5 million dead people here. Oh, I guess that's not a lot. It's also worth, yeah, it's worth keeping in mind that this number, the deaths, would be quite a lot higher. It gets higher proportionally. The fewer people can access hospital beds. When hospitals are overfilled, it means that we no longer have the medical resources to help people who might otherwise survive. So people die because they never got a chance at accessing medical care. That was the whole flatten the curve thing. Even if the same number of people got infected through a flat or a steep infection rate, more people would die with the steep infection rate because hospitals would overfill.
That's a 98% survival rate.
Uh-huh.
Really? Mate, that's pretty crap for a deadly disease, not gonna lie.
It's literally millions dead, but okay.
Pussy. Which, if we apply to our simulation, that means that of our 37,594 people who we gave COVID, right, a grand total of 838 will die. Ah,
Okay.
Rest in peace, boys.
If that was if this was the the population of like a like large university, don't some very large universities have like around 40,000 people? That means that statistically it would be quite likely either you knew one of the people who died or you knew someone who knew a person who died. In one of your classes there would be an empty seat, you know? I don't know how exactly to like describe this in a way people who watch grades A under A would understand, but that's a lot of people. Yeah.
Ah, rest in peace, boys. But let's analyze those 838 further by seeing what ages COVID affects.
They're gonna be old, yes.
1, 2, 3.
Ah, COVID is deadly great. It kills people of all ages, young and old.
These are the stupidest straw men I have ever heard. Who are you educating on this? Oh yeah, dude, that's a talking point that's really been thrown around the media pretty often, you know? COVID affects all people equally regardless of age. Didn't we establish that it was much more deadly to old people like 2 days after we learned it was a thing? That was one of the earliest things we learned about COVID. Back before we had vaccines or even knew that much about whether masks would even prevent infection, we knew that it mostly affected old people, mostly killed old people, like all diseases. Wait, did he just say lolly instead of children? Yes. Up here, he had 2 groups. Lollies, or cougars/gilfs, which I think is creepy. But again, if I debated him, he would probably call me a pedophile and then log off. So, yeah. Anyway.
Ages, young and old, equally and indiscriminately. Wrong. Because according to these death numbers from the CDC, combined with these numbers from the US Census, if you're over 45, you are literally 958 times more likely to die from COVID than someone under 18. What? And if you're over 65...
Is that... Are they not still people? I never understand this argument. I'm like... I never get, like, what point are you trying to make exactly? I know that grade A under A's audience is probably like decades away from being in that age bracket, but still, it's very like 45 is pretty young. Like you're still you're like just a little over halfway through your life. Your kids might be like 15 or something. I don't know. Over 45 is 42% of our population. Yeah. But I guess the people who watch grade A are thinking like, oh, 45. By the time I'm that age, I'll already basically be dead.
Mate, you're almost 2,500 times more likely to die.
I bet those numbers are pretty similar for a lot of conditions, right? Yeah, it turns out older people are more susceptible to a lot of things because their cells are dying, because they're old. It has something to do with the way that cells copy DNA. I don't know. There's some science behind that.
My God! Yeah, mate! COVID is an old people disease. Only 3%.
Wait, what was that text down there? I'll read it out loud. By the way, I hate how whenever you make this point, some idiot always says, but it's killed young people. Arthritis is definitely an old people disease, but it's affected some young people too, but I don't see you worry about that, do I? Exactly, so shush, baby. Well, if arthritis was an infectious condition that had killed millions of people worldwide in just about like a year and a half, yeah, I would be concerned about that. Yeah. Also, even if you're young, you should be concerned about arthritis if you use computers often, even if you're young. I know 20-somethings who do art on Twitter, and they have arthritis because they draw on a tablet all the time. If you play a lot of video games or just use your hands for any kind of dexterous movement often, just make sure to engage in, good ergonomic posture.
Disease. Only 3% of all COVID deaths are under 45. And
Okay.
45 is not even that young in the first place. Simulation time.
Okay.
Which means that of our 838 that died from COVID, right? Unlucky boys. The amount that we would expect to be younger than 45 is just 25 of them.
Keep in mind, we're not only talking about deaths, we're also talking about, lifelong conditions. But I also don't see how that changes anything. Oh no, the people dying are your parents and grandparents, mostly. Oh, that's fine. That's not socially damaging or unethical or dangerous or bad. Oh, it's old people. What is this? What is this argument? And yeah, young people still transmit it to older people as well. This video is not worth continuing. It got 500,000 views in 2 days. I will admit, though, that I don't have that much to say because I'm almost shocked by how bad this video is. Like, nothing that's being said here is explicitly inaccurate, but he's responding to arguments that don't make any sense, you know? Like, the argument that he's implying is indefensible, but he's not making the argument. He's just providing data that he thinks will make the argument for him. Alternative title, Grade A plays chicken with YouTube's community guideline overlords. True. Fucking true. Guys, almost no one who dies of cancer is under 30. Let's all go visit Chernobyl. Yeah. Yeah, isn't cancer a good example? Here. Who dies of cancer age range? Is there like is there any data? Let me see. Almost half of all people who die from cancer are 70 or older. Another 41% are between 50 and 69 years old. So the 87% of all cancer death victims are older than 50 years. Oh, I guess cancer I guess cancer's no biggie then. Like, what does that mean? Well, it's such a stupid argument, dude. Can you imagine if someone was like, we need to recall this toy because it's causing cancer, and someone like did a grade A under A video, and they're like, no, look, say the most people who do cancer are people they're old, or some shit like that. Like what? It's so stupid. It's nobody would do it. The only reason people are making arguments like this for COVID is because they have some underlying agenda. I think in this case, it's probably like YouTube sociopathy. YouTubers as a class of people, I think, especially the larger ones, are barely people, okay? They're basically like clout and money seeking like media hogs, you know? Past a certain point, they're so out of touch, you know? They stop giving a fuck. He's also literally out that Delta is killing way more young people. This is important. Kids and young adult deaths, an inconvenient, horrible reality of the Delta variant is just how many young people are dying. Both percentage of deaths were around 8% of deaths in kids 5 to 4 are COVID-19 plus 10 times plus 10 times spike in age 15 to 24 per capita deaths. Holy shit. I actually didn't know that. Wow, I guess the Delta variant sure did correct for their apparent inability to kill young people. I wonder what date the statistics GradeAUnderA pulled from are, because if they're a few months old, then he might not. Yeah, I don't know.
Ah! Rest in peace, boys.
That, but unironically.
But let's analyze that remaining 25 one last time and see how many of them were already in shit health to start with.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, I love counting.
Ah! COVID is deadly 96%. Let's skip the foreplay, do you know what I mean? Listen, it was 99% overall, right? But for people under the age of 45 who died from COVID, 96% of them had some other serious underlying health condition.
Again, like, one serious underlying health condition is being overweight, according to doctors. That's like half of your country. What is the argument being made here? Like, a bunch of kids die, and you're like, oh, it was fine. That person that person had an underlying condition. Yeah, the implied argument right here is that essentially the argument, these stats are from 2020. Holy shit! He's pulling stats from May 13th, 2020? This is like 3 months after the pandemic started. Are you fucking kidding me? This video came out 2 days ago. Is this a fucking joke? When did you make this video back in May 16th, 2020 and just had it sitting in the drafts for a while? What the fuck are you doing? He's been working on it for a long time. Yeah, I can tell the research really paid off. Jesus Christ. The argument being implied here is essentially eugenicist, you know? Yeah, this doesn't say serious underlying condition. This just says underlying condition. Hold on. What are some underlying conditions? Underlying conditions can include stuff like smoking, not having lung cancer, just smoking. Pregnancy, sickle cell disease, any kind of diabetes, having a BMI of 30 or higher, which I've seen pictures of England. GradeAUnderA. That's a lot of people over there, too. Heart conditions, asthma. Jesus, asthma, yeah. Cystic fibrosis, lung damage. Doesn't have to even be a disease, just lung damage. If we listed through every single underlying condition that exists, we would end up capturing a really decent portion of the population. Because they're common. They happen a lot.
Yeah, rest in peace, you cunts. Listen, thus we get our conclusion from our simulation, mate. That for every 37,594 people who get the deadly COVID, the amount of people it would kill who are old as fuck and are already in shit health to begin with is one. One not old as fuck person who isn't already sick.
By the way, in case you were wondering, this is also how the AIDS epidemic happened. The AIDS crisis happened in large part because of this exact, like, brain math right here, you know? Thousands of people are dying. Okay, well, if you take the people who aren't gay who are dying, look at that. It's like 0 people. And then you'd ask, you know, so you think it's okay for gay people to die? And they would say, no. And then they would walk away. That's what we're getting here right now. Is this guy a cheddar making cuts? I don't know what this guy's politics are. I can tell he's not that bright, though. I would love to talk to him.
37,594 people. Seriously, what kind of deadly disease is that? Mate, it's shit.
1, 2, 3, 4, hey, hey.
So to summarize, we have found that COVID has a 2% death rate, right? And kills mostly the old, fat, and immunocompromised. Big word. So much so that literally tens of thousands of people have to be infected with COVID for it to kill just one healthy person.
You know, the cool thing about these 3 categories, old, fat, and immunocompromised, is that it's eventually guaranteed you fit in at least one of those categories. Likely in all 3. Like, it is a guarantee. It is a mathematical guarantee that you will either die or you will fit in at least one of these three categories. Old is guaranteed, fat is likely, and immunocompromised, they didn't say immunocompromised, they just said pre-existing condition, and that can include a lot of stuff. As anyone who tried to get health coverage before Obamacare would know, pre-existing conditions include a lot of stuff.
Under the age of 45. Very scary. I'm sure you'll all agree. Listen, COVID's been talked about like it's this deadly thing that wants to and will kill everybody, right? But
No, just that it kills a lot of people, like the millions of people that you cited earlier.
after seeing these crap figures and specific demographics, I can't help but feel that there's been a lot of fear-mongering going on. Do you know what I mean?
It's CNN too. Yeah, I think this might be a little conservative, a little bit. Just getting that feeling, a smidge.
Like, don't get me wrong, right? Has it killed a lot of people? Absolutely. But is it an equal risk to everyone?
Nobody has ever said that. He's not even making any arguments. All the stuff that he's saying right now, by the way, he's saying that like CNN is making people fearful or whatever. All the stuff that he's saying, CNN has talked about. It's not new or innovative at all to go on a major news network and talk about how old people are the primary group at risk. That's not new. It's not like this is an expose into stuff that mainstream media hasn't been covering already. This has been well known since the beginning of the pandemic. None of this is new. The only thing that's old here, the oldest stuff here is the data that he's using, you know, which doesn't include the Delta variant, which changes a lot of the math that he's looking at.
Absolutely not. And it'd be a lie to say it is.
The count.
This video's getting long enough as it is, right? But I hope it's helped you make your own decisions on COVID. Video on vaccines soon. And listen, right, no sponsor on this video because it's a
video on vaccines. Oh, that's going to be a good one. What the fuck does this say? Haven't had as much fun making a video as the vaccine in a while. Oh, baby. Ooh, I can't wait. I wonder if he'll get YouTube hammered by that one.
vaccine soon. And listen, right, no sponsor on this video because it's a COVID video, innit? Controversial topic. So this video is sponsored by my big hairy balls in...
Thank you. God, how old is he? You got to debate this doofus? Yeah, we can tweet at him. Hold on. Let's see. It's grade A under... Hey, he won't? No, of course he won't. There's a 0% chance of that happening. However, hold on. There we go. Hey, GradeAUnderA, your code video was pretty dumb, and you seemed competent enough in it to invite people to debate you over it on your Twitch channel. Want to chat about it sometime. There we go. It's we need to be tonally careful, because if there's any chance whatsoever of him actually responding positively, it can't be like calling him a dumb fuck or whatever. All right. You know the job. You know the drill, folks. He's apparently 33 years old. Yikes. Cut out the dumb, what the fuck? I think the dumb is fine. I'm keeping the dumb. All right, go, go, go. What are the responses to his Twitter thing? Just people saying that they like his videos. Not really. The dumb is why he's going to say he won't debate you. Well, that does kind of make him look like a gigantic pussy, doesn't it? Anyway, like and retweet, people. We need those numbers. We're at 400 likes. How many people are watching the stream right now? What are we at? 6,300 on YouTube, plus 700 on Twitch. That's 7,000 people. You degenerates. You don't have Twitter accounts specifically to pump my numbers? Come on. I'll even post it. I'll even post it in YouTube chat and Twitch chat. Oh, well, Twitch chat's definitely taken care of. Thank you, Obeliskam. Get those numbers! No site numbers. Site numbers get added to YouTube. The website hosts off YouTube, so... Sorry, not going to start using Twitter. Just follow one person, okay? Just follow me. That should be good enough. Kanye says you'll lose. Thank you for pumping me up. For, you know... Nice! 1,000 likes in 1 minute. Now that is a good, healthy... That is what I'm talking about, folks. I like to see that level of energy, okay? I like to see that level of energy. That's very good. Now, that's not me giving you permission to stop liking and retweeting, all right? You have to keep that up. Right, when Cope is in the chat? In the chat? Or in the Twitter replies? Oh, in the Twitter replies. Very true. Very true. Extremely true. And statistically likely, judging from their numbers. You know, people make fun of America being the most obese country in the world. Isn't Turkey fatter than isn't Turkey fattest countries on earth? You know, America had the title for a while, but I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Most obese countries in the world. All right. It's Nauru, Cook Islands, Palau, Marshall Islands, Tuvalu. These are like island nations. Tonga, Nito, Samoa, Kiribati, Micronesia, Kuwait. The United States. Oh, okay. The United States is like basically tied. The United States is at 69.9% based, which is equal to Jordan, 0.3 percentage points above Saudi Arabia and Qatar. And then you have Libya and Turkey at 69.1 and 69.0% respectively. So, okay, Turkey is right up there. No, okay, so the U.S. is still doing pretty good. You know, we're still going up there. I will say, though, the BMI is a pretty bad metric to look at, you know? You're considered overweight if your BMI is 25 or higher. But depending on a lot of, like, I mean, your body proportions can make that, like, normal for you, you know? Yeah. What's my BMI? I'm probably still in the obese category, right? I don't look it, but let me see. BMI calculator. Your height, 6'2". Your weight, 225 pounds. Yeah, we're down in the 220s now, by the way, folks. Compute BMI. Yeah, dude, we're at 28.9. I'm 1.1 BMI away from being obese. And I look like this. I mean, I'm not to say I don't have fat to lose, but it's definitely a fairly sensitive measure. I'll say that much. You're not 6'2". Cope. It's inaccurate if you're muscular. Well, I definitely have more muscle on me than the average person, but probably not enough to make like a significant difference when it comes to BMI calculations. Yeah, jacked people aren't factored in. Yeah, I'm jacked. That's the reason why. That's the reason why I'm considered, ooh, just in the corner of obese. Okay, it's actually because of all my ab muscles. You know how it is. All right, folks. You know, we got a lot of folks here, and while you're here, I'm just going to say stuff that you've probably heard before, but want you to do anyway. Make sure to sub to this channel and to the Vosh Pit channel, where good content's being produced all the time. Make sure to go on over there and like and subscribe. And if you're here right now and you want to be present in this chat, which is the good chat, you should go to vosh.gg. Creating an account literally takes like 5 seconds. It takes nothing whatsoever. And it's also the cool way you can give money to me, because it means you get to have a nice orange or even yellow name. Really good stuff. Really good stuff, that, you know? Really good stuff. And if I like you a lot, you can have a blue name, but you can't buy that one, I'm afraid. All right. Let me... yeah, no money to Bezos, no money to Google. Yeah.